Welcome to my YouTube channel, Dennis the Monk. Today, we're going to be talking about what does love look like. And in my last episode, I talked about objective truth. So there's different perspectives and different ways to look at love or to explain it. And what I chose to do is take the Christian Bible, the New Testament, 1 Corinthians 13, which has 15 attributes of what love looks like. And I want to share them with you to give you insight in one, how you need to love yourself, and two, how you need to be loved. But this is what love looks like. And then three, how do we love others? So there are many concepts and ideas about this, but first I'm going to say that when I spoke about the heart, the place and the seat of objective truth and objective love, in my last episode I talked about what objective truth looks like. Now objective love. Objective love is not something that we experience through emotion, though we can have feelings of emotions relative to the experience of love. But love isn't just an emotion. When we are truly loved, true love has attributes, and the particular the 15 attributes. And when we go through those attributes regarding ourselves or others, we literally can make a continuum between 1 and 10, and 10 be the ultimate of, say, one of the attributes of love is patience. So we do a continuum of 1 to 10, and 10 is patient, and then 1 is not patient. Where do you fit in on that continuum? So in these 15 attributes, you can take each one and say, how do I rate? So the first attribute of love is patient. Love is kind. How kind am I to myself? Do I judge myself? Am I critical of myself? So it's one thing to have a critical eye or an objective eye, but it's another to lack kindness for ourselves. It doesn't envy. So love has a sense of gratitude and has an understanding of what I have, appreciating what I have, so that I'm not envying what somebody else has. Envy always occurs when we have a lack of gratitude for who we are, and what we do. And in that process, that lack of gratitude, we want more and something that's not ours. So we have this emotion, this energy that wants to somehow take from somebody else, even though it really can't, but it's the desire. I want that, I don't have it, and I want it. The reality is we have to work for everything. There's nothing comes easy. Another attribute of love is it does not boast. Now, boasting, in another episode, I talked about what humility is. Humility is being honest with self, others, and God, or self, others, and higher power. To boast means for me to talk about me for no other reason than to have people think well of me, or have people see how good I am, or how wealthy I am, or whatever it may be. So boasting serves no purpose because it's truly not being honest. It's not being honest with ourselves and saying, what do I really need? What do I need so that I don't have to get my energy from others by telling people how good I am? How about just being good? How about being patient and kind? And as we continue through the attributes, this will enable us to not have to be boastful. So love is not proud, and we just talked about humility. So the opposite of being proud is being humble. So a false pride, is an element of deception. So we're going to do the opposite of humility is being honest with myself, and honest with others. And in that honesty, I allow myself to accept credit where credit is due, but I don't need to tell everybody about it, nor do I let my ego get in the way. So my ego tells me I'm either less than or better than. And when I boast, I need to feel better than who I am. Hence, I'm not being humble. I'm not being honest. So I have this need to be better than I am. The only reason why we would feel that way is because we're insecure. And insecure what? So you can see how it just keeps on degrading into elements of psychology, sociology, and truly affects spirituality. Then another element, or the next element of love, is it does not dishonor others. It doesn't talk badly about others. If we need to speak about someone, there has to be an intention and a purpose, and the intention has to be positive, and the purpose has to be to serve. But sometimes we dishonor other people by lying about them, talking about them behind their back, or even breaking confidence, sharing with somebody else what is private to somebody else, to the other person. So that would be dishonoring others, and there's numerous ways to dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. So love is not seeking what can I get out of every situation. It's the difference between taking care of myself and working hard and working at what I'm doing, but it's not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. So if we get easily angered, take the scale of 1 to 10, and 10 being really, think of rage and then the different elements of anger, and where do you fit in? If you're not angry, are you at peace? So in that continuum, I always used to say, it's not in the middle. It's like in the scale that I'm using. It's if the positive is a 10, then we need to take all these attributes, all 15 of them, and we can actually write a scale and say, okay, I rate a 7 on this, or a 6, or an 8. At the end of the day, if we don't rate a 7.5 in this scale, we're seriously having issues. We can seriously say we're not a very loving person. And when we start to understand how we love, because it's measurable, we can begin to understand, how are people loving me? How can I assess, not judge, but how can I assess how someone's loving me? I can assess it by these 15 attributes. Love does not keep a record of wrongs. It's like tallying up, or you get gold stars and black stars in regards to relationship. Some people do that for whatever reason. Maybe it's they need to have a sense of security. But when they do that, they're lacking the ability to forgive. They're lacking the ability to address issues, to confront them, to bring resolution. They're holding on to them to be used as if it's like a secret weapon, and all it's doing is killing us. There's so many of these weapons that we use, like anger. And I say to my friends who are incarcerated, I tell them that anger is like taking a poison, expecting someone else to die. All it does is to destroy us. Love does not delight in evil. So what is evil? This is easy. I read a book, Children of the Light by Scott Peck, years ago, and I always wondered about evil. Evil is anyone that is being manipulative, controlling, or coercive to the degree that they're preventing someone from growing emotionally, physically, or spiritually. That's evil. Anyone who's being manipulative, controlling, or coercive to the degree that they're trying to prevent someone from growing emotionally, spiritually, physically, that's evil. Someone could be coercive, someone could be manipulative, someone could be whatever the other word was. That doesn't mean they're evil. It's when they do those things that prevent growth in somebody else. Nonetheless, we don't delight in it. We don't delight in someone else's misfortune. We don't, because if we do, why? Our ego is saying, I'm better because look at how bad they are. Again, ego does not allow humility to be honest with self, others, and God. And in humility is the homeostasis of healthiness, spiritually, emotionally. So love does not delight in evil, as I just said. It rejoices with truth. So love wants to hear truth. Love speaks the truth with non-judgmental compassion, understanding, and sometimes we can speak truth and be brutally honest. That's just being ugly. So love rejoices with truth. Love wants to hear truth because truth sets us free. Truth brings light into everything. When something's in the dark, comes into the light. Truth is that vehicle, and it frees us when we have truth. Love always protects. Now, when we say protect, what are we protecting? Protecting truth and protecting love. Protecting the less fortunate. Protecting those who need protecting from those who take advantage of others. There's different ways to look at that, but again, do your scale. 1 to 10, where do you rate? I love this. Love always trusts. Now, when we say love always trusts, it's like, okay, I'm running out of time, but we're going to wrap this up really quickly. Um, Love trusts because when we know what love looks like, and love gives and receives, and we look at all these attributes and put this together relative to another human being or to ourselves, right there is every reason to trust the other person. If they rate a 7.5 on this scale, there's reason to trust them. And with the deepening of the love, there has to be a abandonment to love so that we can be love, and be loved. And when we don't allow this to happen, we don't open ourselves up to the gifts of God, the gifts of the universe to experience the presence and beauty and affection of love. Love always hopes and always perseveres. A little bit challenging for this one. And what it means to hope is to not despair. Love, when we allow ourselves to be in that place of love, it generates hope because love affects us emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And when we're in that place of love spiritually, it's inevitable we're going to hope, we're going to trust. If we're in situations when we're going to know it's going to get better. Wrapping this up, love always perseveres. If you're in a relationship and that's not happening, then there's something wrong with your equation and how you added up all these things. When you're in experience of love, whether it be self-love, we do this for ourselves. How do I rate? Well, rate 7.5 and above, that's good. And if I'm open to growth and change, 2 thumbs up. If not, we're in trouble. If not, we're dying emotionally, intellectually, and spiritually because we're not open up to God, the universe, and to others. That's it for now. Thank you for joining me on Dennis the Monk. And I look forward to seeing you next week, same time, same channel at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. You have an amazing day. Bye now.